Speaking of Disney, what I want to specifically talk about today was a great programming block from the late 90s called One Saturday Morning. This was a block that ran 1997 to 2002, which was later replaced by ABC Kids that ran until 2011. I want to talk about this because in the age of constant nostalgia grabbing BuzzFeed articles,
90s.
Facebook post titled, "Do you remember this?" I'm surprised by how little there is about this amazing tiny period of TV. It's probably because it ran so short and was later turned into Disney Channel mini marathon of their own programming, but it was honestly
never Kim Poss
when it first started, but then died a slow death. The real question is, what happened?
You see here, I watched One Saturday Morning from 99 to 01. So I remember watching it for 3 years. I watched it for 3 years before it went away. I remember watching it for about 3 years.
Well, it all started in 1996 when the FCC took an earlier mandate from 1990 to increase the educational and informational programming being broadcast to children on their weekends off.
So is
That
FCC.
little EI thing that's in the corner of kids shows that air on NBC, CBS, and PBS. Well, that means that the current programming fulfills the mandate. This was something that the big networks and individual translators
Fox. Come on, Fox.
That didn't put a death to shows entirely. Things
Discovery
like
Kids, NBC.
And WB did survive by arguing that their shows had good morals to support an educational physique. So Disney was bold enough to create an entire block of original animation.
Winnie the Pooh. I don't remember being on Recess, remember.
Rather than rely on
Doug and Recess, remember.
Syndicated programming from other companies. They got
Weekenders.
Peter Hastings, a writer for Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, who came up with the idea of a block that had characters in the building representing the so powerful day of Saturday. Several shows were created, like Recess, Pepper Ann, 101 Dalmatians,
remember that.
Science Corp,
and
Doug, which had been acquired from Nickelodeon. They even continued to air Disney-owned shows like The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the WB-owned Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show, a compilation of Looney Tunes shows.
Never was on.
Due to their high ratings until the contract with Warner Brothers ended in 2000. If you watch the Little Mermaid VHS, you can actually find a pretty fun commercial promoting.
Even Inspector Gadget.
One Saturday morning on ABC with brand spanking new Doug, Pepper.
Give me even if you ever watched Inspector Gadget, the original Inspector Gadget from the late 90s or 2000s, they actually have a commercial that says ABC's One Saturday Mornings. Actually, I remember that from the original Inspector Gadget movie on VHS. Actually says that. But I mean, it's been over almost 20 years since it happened, though. But next year will be the 20th anniversary of when TV cartoons actually died off. Which remember Pepper Ann and Recess?
And the block was a pretty big hit from the start. There really wasn't anything airing on any other network that had simply comedic shows.
Yeah, until
moral characters.
2002.
Everything else seemed to be action or anime based. And here came Disney
Fox.
with that masterful work of vertical integration. It was so powerful that a spin-off was made for UPN called Disney's 1-2, which featured a lot of the same great animated shows.
I've heard of UPN.
Block first started, so I didn't experience the times when they actually had a host named Mimi, an elephant played by Brad Garrett, and other types of characters. There were mini programs like Mrs. Munger's Class, How Things Work, Manny the Uncanny, and Great Minds Think for Themselves, which actually had Robin Williams reprising his role as the genie.
Huh.
The Physics Friends Network. Toledo?
Yeah. Can you give me an example of relativity? Why, sure.
Particle of light leaves the sun.
My head hurts.
Also leaves the sun. The spaceship rockets up at speeds close to the speed of light. If an observer on the sun...
Truthfully, I was about 2 years old when the block started. When it reached its later years, things like the storylines involving...
Lloyd! I remember Lloyd. Okay, I remember Lloyd. I do remember Lloyd. Lloyd. You see, I remember Lloyd. I remember Recess. I remember Mickey Mouse. The House of Mouse, Mickey's Clubhouse. Mickey Mouse went to a nightclub. Remember the nightclub? I do remember the nightclub. I do remember a few of the shows, but not a lot of the shows. They were Chucker too. Yeah, I mean, I remember the early morning blocks. You know, like everyone else says. I remember Lloyd. When I came out, I was born in '94, so it came out in '97. I was like 2, 3 o'clock, like you said. Thing is, I do remember watching the series towards the I mean, I was watching it in the late '99. I remember started watching it in the maybe '99. I mean, back then we didn't. Back then, all our channels were high frequency. I mean, you had 16 NBC, which there's nothing on NBC. Then you got 22, which are CBS. Fox, which was 28. 25 was the WB, which we didn't have the WB yet. We had ABC 57. And that was it. Around 2002, we got Channel 69, which is My Network TV, which I remember coming out, but we never really watched Channel 69. Okay. Anyway, Channel 34 was our PBS affiliate. At the time, there was nothing on TV. If there's nothing on TV, you go to Channel 69, there's Addams Family. That's about it. But I do remember watching ABC Saturday morning on Channel 57. Little black white TV about yay big. Channel 57. Watch TV or watch a tape. Eventually, we got a bigger TV. Eventually, we got a bigger television set about yay big. I love it says this TV set right here over here, but it was a box, and that was in color, which is good. And you had to do a dance recital to get some TV stations, but as long as analog was great. I remember watching House of Mouse. I remember watching a few shows back then. I do not remember watching. I do remember once in a while watching Power AM, but not that much. I mean, one time. No, was that 2001 or was that late 2002? I forget. It was 2001 or 2002. We watched Power Rangers before it was on ABC. Before it was on Nickelodeon, it was on Fox Kids. Now I don't remember watching Power Rangers on Fox regularly, but I do remember watching Power Rangers on ABC. I don't know if it was one Saturday morning or it was ABC Kids. I think it was on both ABC One Saturday Morning and ABC Kids. It was like one of the last shows they had on ABC. Around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, they changed it. Now in 2002, Fox, when Fox got rid of their Power Kids or the Fox Box, whatever they called it, they stopped doing cartoons permanently. Then they went to something called Degrassi, which was more of a teenager show. I never watched Degrassi. I never was really into it, but it was usually that, and that was it. But the Fox Box owned Saturday mornings for a short time, and then on Sunday they had one cartoon called Puccini, and that was it. So a lot of things have changed over the years, but not much. So yeah, a lot of things have changed over the years, but not much. Now let's go back watching this guy talk about it. Oh, Teacher's Pet, remember that too.
It wasn't cost effective to do that kind of stuff when they could just air the TV shows themselves.
Recess.
The announcers or hosts. By 2000, they had enough episodes produced to survive on the TV shows alone.
Oh, like Pepper Ann and Recess. Doug. Remember those?
Dropped, new animated shows kept being produced, like Hercules, Mickey Mouse Works, The Weekenders.
Remember The Weekenders? Weekenders was alright. Buzz Lightyear was never on ABC on Saturday mornings on the weekends.
Hosts and mini segments were dropped as the ratings began to dwindle.
I remember that one. Supremo.
Cost effective to do that kind of stuff when they could just air the TV shows themselves without any of the announcers or hosts. By 2000, they had enough episodes produced to survive on the TV shows alone. But surprisingly, even though the live action stuff was dropped, new animated shows kept being.
I'm curious. I'm doing something stupid, but I'm going to check this real quick here.
Produced.
Only 2? That sucks.
Like Hercules, Mickey Mouse.
They actually do it. Okay, I was just curious.
Pet, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, Lloyd in Space, House
Yep,
of Mouse,
remember those.
Mary Kate and Ashley in Action.
Nope.
No.
Never seen that.
Timo
Yep, remember that.
Some of these shows were so popular that they got their own films, like Doug's First Movie.
Yeah, I was right.
And Recess Schools Out, a personal favorite of mine.
Mine too.
Yeah, Recess was actually a pretty damn popular show, and it would survive the longest of all of these shows, even into the transition from One Saturday Morning to ABC Kids. The later years of the block were some of my earlier memories.
Yep.
Most of the live action stuff was replaced with bumpers of kids playing outside, I guess. Probably what kids should be doing instead of watching TV on the weekend. In the last years of the block, Lizzie McGuire and even Stevens aired to promote Zoo Disney, a block of shows aimed at older kids, but it was Disney testing the waters for their next plan. You see, during this time, Disney
Fox Family. Never heard it.
Fox Family, which became ABC Family, which of course later became known as Freeform.
Yeah.
In the process, they also got the rights to Power Rangers. Seeing the cash cow that Power Rangers could be due to its popularity and
it was on Fox.
Low budget, but not really fitting into their block of fun animated kids shows, and with Lizzie McGuire and even Stevens doing so block, the decision was made to completely rebrand the block as ABC Kids. Disney would do a smart economic decision by just taking reruns from Disney Channel programming that could be argued as educational, and they would throw it on ABC while producing new
September 14th, 2024, 2022.
Now, many 90s kids will say that this was the absolute death of great TV, but I'm going to go a little on the defense.
Fox was.
When I first saw the ads for the new block, I was hyped. Getting Disney Channel shows when you didn't even have
Power Family
was a dream come true. Things
Yep.
like Proud Family, Kim Possible, but even Stevens and Lizzie McGuire sticking around, as well as Recess. I mean, who couldn't love that? The early days of One Side.
Phil the Future, remember that?
Most of the shows had disappeared and would often show up on Toon Disney, but Recess still stuck around,
Yep.
being easily the best show. Even a new show specifically for the block was created called Film.
Remember that show? That show was pretty good.
A middle school detective show that's gone completely forgotten. In fact, that might be worth doing a video on someday. So when people often complain about ABC Kids, I think it's simply because original programming wasn't being made anymore. I still enjoyed it because
I mean, Fox is the first network that really fucked up.
It was nice seeing all these shows, but the complaints were noteworthy. Ratings slowly dwindled.
Emperor's School, remember that?
But things like Power Rangers kept it alive as they kept producing.
Yep, 12 to 12, I was right.
Or you could watch NBA Inside Stuff. Originally, the setting of the block was in a baseball stadium, which later became a rock stadium. And that cool light bulb EI logo.
Illuminating television.
Well, that's the thing, guys. I do remember when, the last one of the fast food, eventually, when I lived in Colon, Michigan, I had to get when I went to Colon, ABC One Saturday mornings already started stuff. The thing was, I still had an antenna, but the thing was, nothing good was on. I mean, I had a roof antenna to get ABC.
We're not the oldest.
I had to go to channel 41 to get ABC. Still today, they say it's 4, but it's 41. That's my ABC, WOTV 41. That's what the proper term should be.
It eventually got
Remember this one?
typical EI logo with a graduation cap on
Remember this one?
Yeah. Great shows like Lilo
Yep.
and Stitch series, Phil the Future, and the other popular ones like That's So Brave.
Okay. Phil the Futures, Emperor's School. I mean, I remember those shows on TV. And Lilo and Stitch. Actually, fun fact. Lilo and Stitch, Recess, were still on Disney every Saturday morning around 4 in the morning. How do I know that? I'm not going to tell you. Now, I do remember for a fact, from late 2010, around late 2010s to now, I do remember from late 2010 to 2013. I mean, I do remember from late 2000s to the early 2010s, they were actually showing that stuff. I mean, from late 90s to the early 2KY area, where, 2010s, they were still showing, once in a while they showed Recess and Lilo and Stitch. And also, if you woke up 4:30 like I did when I watched the news, I used the TV on the local CBS affiliate, or I had on Disney Channel, that's all I had on cable. I could watch Little Mermaid TV shows on, which I didn't know Little Mermaid made a TV show until later on. So, yeah. A lot of crazy things have happened over the years, but still. Besides, is that or not? Nothing at all. Because back then, I eventually got cable. It was cheap, cheesy cable. All I got was Disney Channel. That was it. Everything else was just adult stuff. I'll be back in a second. I mean, a lot of things have changed over the years, guys, but Saturday morning cartoons is what really killed off. I mean, the first network to kill him was Fox. The last network to have it was WBCW. So, yeah.
Then what's on Maggie?
Nope.
Cody,
Yep.
The Emperor's New School.
Yep.
The Replacements.
Yeah,
and
didn't really watch it.
eventually found a place on the block.
I didn't know Hamilton was on TV.
Basically having this block for super cheap and using it to air Power Rangers and reruns of Disney Channel shows.
Remember Power Rangers?
Well, what happened? Well, obviously, as time went on, I altogether liked the shows less and less, but I would still come to watch the block anyway. I was never a Power
They got rid of
Rangers
Recess,
fan,
so.
but I knew of its popularity. As the block aged, the time.
Okay, Power Rangers was the last thing. Keep the thing. I mean, Power Rangers run for an hour. Okay, Power Rangers run at noon, and then they came on around. I mean, Power Rangers was one of the last things you. I mean, when you saw Power Rangers, you knew the show would be done with. Power Rangers is still on there now, almost 30 seasons. First it was on Fox, ABC. Now it's on Nickelodeon. That show's been around for so long. It needs to retire. I mean, no offense to Power Rangers. It's been on. That's the oldest show that's technically American that needs to die off because Power Rangers has been around for over almost 30 years. That's one of the, well, technically Power Rangers is the only cartoon still technically living on TV. Power Rangers was back more, Power Rangers has been around for almost 30 years, so it still airs on Saturday mornings.
Started out, got a little later and later. Kids couldn't watch the block simply because it aired too late for them to catch it. Other things like
started 9 to 1. I don't remember Hannah Montana being on there.
Power Rangers and reruns of Disney Channel shows. Well, what happened? Well, obviously, as time went on, I altogether liked the shows less and less, but I would still come to watch the block anyway. I was never a Power Rangers fan, but I knew of its popularity.
Never seen Power Rangers.
As the block aged, the time it started out got a little later and later. Kids couldn't watch
it. It's always around 9 or.
Because it aired too late for them to catch it. Other things like cable, of course, and the
Didn't have it.
Killed it. But
Didn't have it.
When it died in 2011, internet and internet video weren't so huge. I mean, Netflix was only just starting with their whole video on demand stuff. I don't think younger kids were entirely using the internet by 2011
Nope.
and distracting them from TV. I'll give you what I truly think happened. So every year, Disney would do what it could to update the block and put new shows on it. And in 2006, the lineup was The Emperor's New School, The Replacements, 2 episodes of That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, Zack and Cody, and then the newest season of Power Rangers.
Nope.
Why do I know this by heart? Because they would keep that same lineup for 5 years straight. And with the exception
Power Rangers,
they didn't even update the
Power Rangers, I remember, but they always update Power Rangers. Power Rangers was updated a little bit, but never watched it. I mean, I don't remember Zack, Cody, or Hannah Montana on TV. I don't remember that. Never seen it. I mean, by then I stopped watching the Nick and started watching Vortex CW. I mean, when the digital switch happened in 2009, that's also some things changed. Like, in 2009, I stopped watching Disney. I mean, I just watched Fox and CBS. I mean, and the digital switch happened, I watched Fox and I watched maybe a little bit NBC. I mean, when digital switch happened, all I watched was Fox and CBS. I didn't watch NBC. I didn't watch ABC. I mean, I watched PBS. Yeah, I watched PBS. I watched Nick Fox and Nick. I only watched Fox, PBS, and CBS at the time, but I did not watch NBC or ABC after 2009. That's one thing I can't admit. I stopped watching it around 2009. I stopped watching that stuff.
The episodes. It was usually the same 10 episodes in circulation. By the time the block died, all the shows have long been canceled on Disney Channel. ABC Kids became a graveyard for repeated episodes of the same thing. This, I'm sure, turned people away from the block and brought no new viewers in. And as Power Rangers sat at the latest time available at 12 p.m., when most kids were probably headed to other people's houses or sports games, its ratings fell. Power Rangers is still a popular franchise, so it's not like people didn't watch it, but having to sit through 3 hours of the same exact crap every single weekend.
You're watching him.
Yeah. A little tiring. Eventually, Disney was really scraping the bottom of the barrel. To get the nostalgia crowd, in 2010, they stopped producing new episodes of Power Rangers, which was cheap to begin with, and just re-released the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from the 90s
Fox.
with new effects. How low can you go? Apparently, Saban ended up negotiating with Disney to buy the rights back, a rare occurrence where Disney actually gave up one of its properties, and they brought it to Nickelodeon, where it's been kind of popular.
Okay, this is what happened. Fox Kids hired Cinnabon Brands to make the show. Okay, Power Rangers, which that's how they make all their character stuff. Then Nickelodeon bought the rights to Cinnabon, and Cinnabon sold the rights out to Disney, it seemed like, because Digimon, okay, season 1 through 3 were owned by Cinnabon Brands, Fox Kids. 4 and 5 were owned by Jetix, who were a spinoff of Fox Kids, which is now Disney XD. And then you have Digimon Fusion, which has Cinnabon Brands in the beginning of the film. So Nickelodeon and CW own right to that thing, so it's just confusing.
Yeah, and they released a new feature film that people kind of saw and kind of liked. So in 2011, with Power Rangers gone, Disney was left with 5 shows that were not only dead, but they didn't even have a wide variety of episodes. ABC had gotten lazy with covering the mandate, and while I have heard constant rumors of a revamping and bringing new Disney Channel shows to the network, hope was dying.
It's gone.
Stations began to replace their own programming blocks with a thing called Litton Entertainment Documentary.
Shit.
They were taking control of almost every block because their shows were cheap and they covered the stupid federal mandate from the government. It was announced that the same would happen to ABC, and on August 27, 2011, ABC Kids aired for a final time. The first time the station would go without Saturday animation in almost 50 years, and ended 15 years of history for the network. And it didn't even go off with a bang. I actually did watch the final broadcast, and guess what? It was all episodes I had seen on the block probably 20 times. At this point, I probably have several Hannah Montana episodes memorized by heart. I don't think Saturday morning cartoons will be returning anytime soon. The government made it difficult for the networks to deal with the mandates, while cable networks boomed, being able to air kids programming throughout the whole week, and Saturday mornings became days to go to elementary sports games, or to go outside, or go on the internet, or do video games, or go on Netflix. There's so many other options now that trying to finance a network cartoon is too expensive.
So
it makes sense that one Saturday morning's intent to create original programming ended, but ABC Kids just died a slow death. Now with the prevalence of YouTube and Netflix, the best thing you can do is find a TV show to stream, and if you want, just pause it and then watch a compilation of commercials on YouTube, because, hey, that was the best reason to watch anything on Saturday.
Yeah, I remember that.
Commercials are always great. Other than that, one Saturday morning in ABC Kids should be commended for what they did. They fought the best they could against the federal mandate.
So the FCC, so technically the FCC killed it off, not Fox. Fox was the first company to kill it, technically.
The important thing was Recess. With 90s nostalgia on the rise, and with one Saturday morning now being like 20 years old, I'm surprised that Disney really hasn't done much to acknowledge it. There's not really t-shirts or even anything like that to buy, and only time will tell if they will ever acknowledge it. It was such a brief period of TV history.
4 years of fun.
You'd know that there was only one Saturday morning.
I'm curious if this guy rated Fox Kids. Oh, same guy does Rights on Films.
Also, not kidding. The Disney One Saturday Morning website still works to this day. And if you look at this, it's promoting Fillmore, and it's promoting that ABC Kids will be coming soon. The ABC Kids website doesn't work
3 years ago
anymore, but this still is up for some reason.
ABC One Saturday Morning is still up?
You can play some of the games still.
Oh, shit. This is 3 years old, though. That's the problem. This thing's
Also,
3 years old.
Is one magnificent morning. That ain't one Saturday morning. Disney ought to sue.
So ABC Kids, I'm curious. Let's go right now and see if it's still on the air, shall we? Do 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 do. Actually, we'll check that out right now, guys. We'll check this out in a little bit. But if it's still there, I'm going to check it, guys, in a little bit. What I have to do right now is finish up this real quick. Then I will check it out, make sure this is what this guy's saying is legit. Because this video was uploaded like almost 4 years ago. So I don't know if it's legit. But we'll find out if it's legit later on. After a couple of these videos, I'm going to get off this and go to it right off the bat. And see. Because I'm curious if it's still even on the air. I mean, upload's complete. Okay. Okay, so here, Pepper Ann. I'm actually curious, guys, if it's even still on the air. Now, that guy said it's on the air, so I'm going to check in about 5 clicks and see. I'm going to delete some videos I did real quick. Pepper Ann. I am curious. I'm curious about this. So I need to look. I can't look. Gonna try again later with this. We're almost done with uploading the videos, these guys, but so 41 was the last. Now, guys, this guy said it's still on the air, so and I know this stuff is outdated, but you know what though? Let's check. I'm gonna fix this later. Just check, shall we? Now, I'm curious, guys, so let's check here. I'm going to go to Google right now. Stay alive, but go to Google and see what happens. ABC 1. I should just Google it, right? Google it. Wait, Google didn't exist. Wait, Google came out in 1998. So technically, let's see here. ABC. Bingo! ABC 1 Saturday morning. If this is still on the air, I'm going to be... Okay, Wikipedia. It's Wikipedia. He was... Oh, fandom. That's what it is. Disney Wikipedia. It's fandom, so it's not on there anymore, guys. If it is, I'll be surprised. Oh, wow. It's still... Yep, it's still on here. But it's on... It's on Nickwick. It's on Digwick. It's on Dwick. Tuk. I don't remember any of these... Okay, here we go. You see here. What do we got here? Stuff I would... You see here. What we got here. Okay. You see here. What do we got here? We got 101 Dalmatians, Doug, Pepper Ann, Recess. Wow, Recess died off when... that one, don't know that one. Remember that one? Teacher's Pet, Weekenders, remember that? Ian Steven, Lizzie McGuire, never seen those show. The House of Mouse, remember that? That actually was only made for 1 year. Okay. The Proud Family returned in 2002 on August through September 2011. Okay. The Monkey Boys, never seen it. Non-Disney. Bugs Bunny. That show sucked. So that sucked. It doesn't exist anymore. I wonder... Since we're talking about ABC, let's see here. Let me type in the Fox. I wonder if that's even on here still. FOXKIDS.com. FoxKids.com. You see what happens to put that in. USA. Fox Kids USA, list of Fox programming. Now, Fox Kids was good, okay, guys? List of Fox programming. Okay. Like I said, Fox Kids would killed it off, guys. And I'm not seeing you guys right now because I'm looking at a different screen. Oh, wait a minute. That was an ABC kid. That was an ABC family. List of Fox Kids. Okay, Seven Heaven, Action Man, Bad Dog, Beast Wars, Transformers, Beverly Hills, Beyblades. It was on Fox tonight. City Guys, blah, 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 blah. Dinosaurs, Digimon, Cubics. Oh, that's Australia, not United States. Oh, this is all Australia shows, not USA. That's an Aussie. I want United. Wait, go back to that. Maybe we'll do the US. Okay, some of these shows I do remember, but I don't remember these shows being on Fox Kids. Okay, this is Australia, guys. So we might have to scroll down to find. Okay, that's why we couldn't find it. We're Zone 6. Okay. Okay. This will be for a different video. I'll be right back in a minute, guys. I'm going to do a different video right now.